All right, so we have a formula here where if the table width is less than 1400 we would have only one chair. And if it's more than 1400 it would adjust based on this formula here. Now, this formula basically means that it's our table width minus 2 times our chair offset, which is 2 times 50, 100. Now, the chair offset here is our offset from the leg. So we have a chair offset here and also a chair offset here from this side. So that's our chair. So 2 times our chair offset. So this value, the actual table width for our chairs after the legs, divided by the chair width, which is our chair width here, our chair width plus our chair spacing. So now the chair spacing between each chair, so that is set to 50 So let's click on apply here. And now you can notice that the chairs adjust automatically. Now, in case you have an error, that's because in your type 1, you set your chair offset values to 0. So make sure to give some values in your type 1 here as well. So now if you click on OK, it still works even though it's set to 0. But I would highly recommend that you give the right values here as well. So we can keep, say, the chair offset to say 150 and the spacing between each other to say 100 or 150 again. Perfect. But we have a problem here, and the problem is our array length width. So for example, if I change to 2400, it changes based on the value here. But I would like to control this value with a formula as well. So this value here, I would control it by adding a formula as such. So this would be a table width minus open brackets twice, and this would be a leg offset into 2 plus our chair offset into 2, close brackets. So now you can notice that if our table width is 2400, then the array length width is only 2100. So it would be our chair offset and also minus our leg offset here. So let's click on OK now. So now you can see that it sits perfectly in between the table. So this is the formula I presently used, which is based on the table length. It would increase or decrease the number of chairs. Let's load this family into our project. So let's click on load into project and let's place it in our project here. Now to place your furniture family, simply go to architecture, click on component and then place it in here. Now you can notice that we have these arrows here because it is an instance parameter, which means that when you increase the size, it should automatically increase the number of chairs in your table as well. Now the only problem is when I decrease the table size, you can notice that our chair stays always on the left and it doesn't center itself to the table. So we need to improve the family a bit more. So let's go back to our family. And what we can do now is we can change the formula a bit. So when it is less than 1400 I would keep a 0 chairs. So let's say, for example, we can add a new type. Let's call this 900 by 1200, for example. And let's change the width to 900 and the depth to 1200, or let's keep it as 900 as well. So I can rename this, so 900 by 900 table. Now you can notice that the chair count is set to 0. So when you click on OK, the chair actually goes away. Now you see this chair because your preview is not enabled. So let's switch on preview here. So you can notice that our chair goes away. Let's load this into our project. And let's overwrite the existing version. So now when it is less than 1200 the chairs goes away. And when it is more than 1200 automatically the chairs populate. How cool is that? So now we need to center a chair here. So when I reduce the size, I need a chair right in the middle. So when it is less than 1200 I would like to switch on a parameter. So to do so, what you can do is, let's go back to our family and let's place our nested family again. So click on component and let's place our chair family here. So this is a new chair. I'm going to lock it to this axis here and to the center axis as well. And then what you need to do is you need to select your chair, and we have something called visibility parameter. So associate a family parameter, and let's create a new family parameter, and let's call this show center chair. Let's keep this an instance parameter as well. And then let's group it under constraints. Click on OK, and then click on OK. Now what you need to do is you need to go to your family types. And for show center chair, we can add a formula here as well. So this will show up only when our chair count width is equal to 0. So now you can notice that when chair count width is equal to 0, the show center chair shows up. So when I go to the other values, it gets hidden automatically. So let's click on OK, and let's click on load into project and overwrite the existing version. And then boom, our chair shows up right in the middle. And as soon as I extend this to more than 1200 mm, the middle chair gets hidden automatically and the other chairs show up. Now what you also need to do is you can add a mask here in case you would like to hide this part of the chair here. So let's go to our reference plane again. And let's increase the size a bit. So maybe 1500 mm, click on apply and OK. And then I can add a mask here to hide the chairs. So let's go to annotate, click on masking region, select your rectangle, and then make sure you tap SI to select the intersections of these reference planes. And then you can lock it as well if you like, but since you've already selected the intersection, it's fine. And then click on finish edit mode. So now when you load this back into your project and overwrite the existing version, boom, your chairs get hidden. So we have a very cool parametric family in place. Now you can go ahead and save this family and maybe do a save as, and then what you can do is you can replicate the same chairs on the other side. So I would place my component, my chair again, and place it on this side. So tap space bar to rotate it. I'm going to place it here. And we need a reference plane this side as well. So this would be our table offset. So let's select this dimension and call this the table offset. And then let's lock this chair with this reference plane and also with this reference plane here. And then the same steps, select this chair. Make the width is already associated with the chair, so that's fine. And then we need to array this chair. So let's tap AR and we'll need to array it from this intersection to this intersection here. And then what you need to do is again align this chair. Align this chair here as well. And then simply select this chair to select your array parameter and then associate this with our chair count width. So this is for a bigger chair, for bigger table. Now when you go to a smaller table, the chair gets hidden automatically. So we need to add our chair again. So let's go to create, click on component, place another chair here. Lock it with the middle axis. And then select this chair and associate a visibility parameter. So this would be a show center chair. So that's all you need to do. Click on load into project and let's see if this works. And let's overwrite the existing version. So now you can notice that we've added a very parametric looking table. And then of course you can adjust the table width. Now we've not added a parameter for the table depth. That's still a type parameter. If you'd like to make this an instance parameter, you can do so as well. So to do so, let's go back to our reference, to our family, select our table depth here, and you can quickly change to instance parameter by clicking here. What you can also do is you can place additional chairs here. So I will quickly do all of this as a time lapse. Now you get the idea of how to create this. The most important is your formula here. And if you have a working formula, then you can make a very advanced looking furniture system. So the rest of the video is going to be a time lapse, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers. By the way, I've associated the depth parameter as well with chair depth so that I can control the depth of the chair as well. Now you can select these two chairs and associate visibility parameter here as well. So this would be called show side chairs. Now I can add a formula to this as well. So let's go to our family types. Let's also change the group so that it sits under constraints. And let's call this our table depth when it is greater than 900 mm. So you need to make sure the parameter is right as well. So when it is greater than 900 mm, only then would you see the side chairs. All right, so we have a problem here, and that is you cannot use a type parameter with an instance parameter. So we need to adjust this parameter and make it an instance parameter. So now it works. Perfect. So now let's load this into our project. Let's overwrite the existing version. And then you can see our chairs here. So now when I reduce the size, so it is supposed to get hidden. Let's just check the settings again. So when the table depth is greater than 900 mm, so let's say 2400 mm, then the side chairs would be seen. So what we need to do is select these chairs and make sure that it is associated with the right family parameter as well. Okay, it is associated with the right family parameters. Right, so this is based on the table depth and not on the table width. So I was right. So let's click on load into project. I didn't make any mistakes. This only works when you increase the size this way. So when you increase the size this way, you will see your table chair on the sides. Now when you reduce the size, let's say to less than 900 mm, then boom, the chairs on the sides goes away. So now you can see we created a very parametric table where you can adjust the spacing of the chair. For example, you can change this to say 4 inches or let's say 2 inches. Okay. All right, so we've created a very parametric looking chair for our project. So you can notice how when you increase the size, the chairs get hidden, or when you increase the size, the chairs get shown, or when you decrease the size, the chairs get hidden. When you decrease the size sideways, you can see that the chairs populate automatically. Similarly, when you reduce the size to less than 1400 mm, you see only 2 chairs here. So this is a very useful family for your project, and you can use it in multiple projects. You can go ahead and delete this chair and table what you had it here, and then simply place this family here. So let's click on component and then place it in place. And now you can notice that when I increase the size, the chairs get automatically increased. Now when you reduce the size or the depth, You can see that these side chairs get hidden. So it's a very useful parametric dining table. All right, so that was a masterclass into creating a advanced Revit dining table family. Now in the next video, I'm going to place the other families here, which I created previously. And what you can do is you can study these families and create these families on your own. Now, if you'd like to learn to create each of these families, you can sign up to my complete Revit family course as well. The reason why I showcase families at the start of this course is to get you into the habit of creating families right from the start, and it will help you master Revit much faster as well. Now in the next video, we will add the remaining important elements of our building and create some presentation plans. Now in the forthcoming videos, we will complete this project by adding the stairs and a whole lot more and create some presentations as well. So we'll see you guys in the future video. Cheers.